Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. I'm really sorry that I haven't been posting much recently. I've had a load of family stuff going on in the background. It's been making it really hard to make content regularly. I promise I'm trying to get back to it as soon as possible. This is an effort to do that. We're watching the Spec Ops trailer for Modern Warfare today, which has just come out with a load of new details about the mode. Spec Ops is replacing Zombies this year, so it's a pretty big deal that we know what the hell it's going to be like, and as such, we should probably just watch the trailer and see what we're getting ourselves into. So, we're at the beginning now. 3, 2, 1, let's do this. Here we go. Oh. Okay. Special Ops.
The war in Verdansk runs on a black market.
These new weapons, all can tell us a power to turn acts of terror into acts of war.
Okay, the next evolution, Spec Ops. HVTs.
We're launching a multilateral force to hunt AQ's new leader and contain this threat while we still can.
Bring it down! Go, go, go!
Okay, what do they mean by massive scale?
Your mission is to find, fix, and finish off high-value targets of the AQ network in Verdansk.
I'm down! Heavily wounded!
Oh.
These HVTs are powerful, well-connected collaborators.
They all serve one new master.
Secure! Move it! Move, move, move!
Okay! Dude! I went into this trailer really ready to think that it was gonna be sort of a bit lame. I was really ready to just be like, I mean, yeah, it'll be alright. But, I mean, I think part of it is that the trailer was really well put together in my opinion, but that seems pretty cool. Like, it's obviously not the kind of massive overarching story, crazy Easter egg shebang that we've had with Zombies for the last couple of years, but I really like the idea of what they're going for here. I actually think that does look really fun, and depending on how they do it, it's obviously gonna be the sort of thing that it's gonna be very much down to the execution of how you fight these targets, whether they're really hard to beat, whether they try and make it a scoreboard-led thing or a time-based thing, or, I mean, that could kind of be a scoreboard thing as well, but I guess what I'm getting at is a leaderboard-focused mode, or if it's going to be something that does have some kind of interconnected story going on, if it's something that is going to relate to the campaign. I mean, you've got specialists in here who are the people that you're going to be playing as in the MP, and one thing that they've been very clear on for the entirety of the marketing of this game is that they want you to feel like you can bring your character across the modes and bring your story across the modes in kind of a seamless way. So XP from Spec Ops is going to carry over to multiplayer. XP from multiplayer is also going to level you up in Spec Ops. There's that sort of integration across the modes, and I mean, I'm interested. I'm very interested to see how exactly they take these kind of larger scale events that would normally be basically campaign missions and turn them into their own replayable, probably slightly shorter than campaign mission style events in really wacky scenarios, like on a plane and then jumping out of the plane at the end and all that kind of stuff. They've piqued my interest. They really have. And that's a fantastic place to be going forward, seeing as the game comes out in a couple weeks now, which is pretty crazy. And I missed this. Wait a sec. I missed that. What? Excuse me? What? Oh, wow, okay. I nearly fully didn't see that. Dude. Can we get a look? Why do I keep doing this? Oh my goodness. I mean, That's really cool, man. That's really, really cool that they checked that on the end there. I've got to say, as much as I do think that this trailer was great, and as much as I do think that there is definitely going to be some fun to be had here when this comes out, I don't think that it's going to be massively good for longevity. I don't think it's going to hold people for 6 months in the way that Zombies can hold people for an entire year if the DLCs are good. I think that it's just going to be one of those sorts of things that's like a fun experience to play, and I'll definitely be covering it a bunch at launch and stuff, but beyond that, hard to say, really? But who knows what their DLC plans might be for it. That's going to be something we have to wait and see for, I imagine. So Charlie and Tel here have a bunch of bits of extra info about the mode. Shout out to you, Keshav. I'll link this article down below. And we're basically just going to pick our way through this really quickly just to get a bit more of a fleshed out idea of what's going to be actually in there. So the background info is that a greater evil, Shadow Man, has taken over the Eastern Hemisphere, and it's up to the Global Alliance Armistice, no one really cares about this stuff, to stop and sever a global terror organization's access to weapons, funds, intelligence, and hardware. Cool. So our HVTs are going to be people, no doubt. There are going to be certain characters that we're going to be trying to take down, but this does also make it sound like sometimes we'll be trying to get an HVT that is just funds or certain intelligence. That could be the high-value target that we are aiming to secure or destroy or protect or whatever, right? The mode is an extension of the game's campaign, like I was suggesting, and the narrative aspect of the campaign does carry over across the whole game. The mode's available on all platforms and is reimagined as a collection of expansive, interconnected operations against a new and encroaching threat. Players will assemble into strike teams of 4 to execute multi-phased objectives, which together will advance the overarching story of modern warfare. That's an interesting way of putting that, because that makes me wonder if there are going to be certain things in the game's campaign that are left unanswered, sort of in a weird way, like your whole Zetsubo situation, going to the prison, and then boom, you got Blood of the Dead 3 years later, or 2 years later, I suppose. What if we end up with something like that happening, but with the Spec Ops, where it actually fills in gaps that we otherwise would have no idea about, mysteries from the story? That could be pretty cool. It launches with 4 multi-stage operations on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And more will be released throughout the post-launch seasons. Seasons. Okay, interesting. 4 on disc is probably a good place to be. It's obviously not a 12 kind of pack of Spec Ops maps like you might have sort of expected or felt like you had from before. I don't remember how much Spec Ops we actually got in the older games, but I'm pretty sure there were like 20 of those damn missions that you could play. So it's interesting that they're going for bigger connected operations here with multiple parts to them. That's going to be something that I think some people will actually dislike because they'll be a little bit more tedious to speedrun potentially compared to something that you can do in like 4 minutes, but I don't think it's a problem by any means, just a different approach. And they say as you infill into one of the many war-torn zones within Spec Ops, you and your team will have full latitude on how to accomplish your operations. This Spec Ops game mode is a 4-player match-made activity centered around interconnected experiences that take the form of objectives, each culminating in the removal or destruction of a key logistical aspect of the Al-Qatala army. Ah, okay. Complementing the multi-stage operations and also available across all platforms are additional missions. Oh, cool, okay. Which can be played solo or with 4 players. Whereas operations give you the widest breadth of strategic and tactical choice, missions are more curated, where your proficiency with specific weapons, kill streaks, and other tools will be tested. Okay, that's more like Spec Ops. These missions are extremely replayable, and you'll be able to achieve a 1, 2, or 3-star ranking based on your performance. Naturally, there'll be an Infinity Ward time that you can attempt to beat. Okay, now it's all starting to come together, getting a feel for where the sort of Spec Ops part of these Spec Ops missions are actually going to be. The company also confirmed that all post-launch operations for Spec Ops will be coming to all platforms at the same time. Okay, cool. Good to know. I think that probably is a good place to wrap this video up here. I imagine that a lot of my videos when we get to launch of this game are going to be things like how to complete X mission in 3-star time and beat Infinity Ward's score and like stuff like that. I imagine I'll be doing some sort of guidey content along those lines, but I'm also really curious to hear what you guys want to see from me in terms of Modern Warfare content, because multiplayer stuff everyone can do, right? Everyone's been able to make multiplayer videos since the dawn of time on YouTube, but I've got a certain sort of particular style of content that I make on this channel, and I'm really curious to hear what you guys think might be an appropriate part of the game to apply my set of skills to in order to make the best possible videos for you all. So let me know. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm sorry I haven't been posting so much. I've been dealing with some stuff and I'm trying to get through it as fast as I can. I'll see you guys next time for more Modern Warfare or Zombies or whatever videos. Okay, cheers guys. Bye for now.